They laughed at me for years. Tonight, I turned their mockery into silence. The Snowflake Chalet in Vale glittered under fresh powder and crystal lights, the Henderson clan's annual winter showcase. My sister Vanessa had chosen every pine-scented candle and imported caviar tray herself. I lingered just inside the massive timber doors in a plain charcoal coat, watching them through frosted glass. They hadn't noticed me yet. "Any word from Sophia?" Aunt Lydia asked, adjusting a velvet ribbon on the towering tree. Mom shrugged, arranging gold-rimmed champagne coupes. "She begged off. Said every decent place was booked solid." A satisfied little smile. "We warned her months ago to plan ahead, but no, she's too busy with her." "What is it now?"
"Boutique Lodging Advisory."
Vanessa smirked, smoothing her cashmere wrap. "Still pretending to run motels while we claim the chalet's top-floor chalet suite. Poor thing, probably celebrating in some roadside inn with flickering neon." My phone vibrated once. Confirmation from my COO, ownership transfer of Snowflake Chalet and 23 sister alpine resorts finalized. Announcement drops in 90 seconds. Dad swirled his single malt. If she'd listened and joined the family property group instead of chasing fairy tales. I stepped into the light. Boots soft on reclaimed oak. "Actually, my accommodations are sorted." Heads snapped around. "Sophia." Mom blinked. "How on earth?" "I own this building," I said evenly. Right on cue, every screen in the great room flickered to life. Breaking: Pinnacle Resorts acquires premier Vale portfolio, including Snowflake Chalet, in landmark $9.2 billion deal. Sophia Langford cements position as luxury hospitality's quiet titan. Vanessa's flute slipped, bubbles hissed across marble. Dad's color drained. Pinnacle Resorts? The group redefining five-star service worldwide. "My little motel management side project," I confirmed. Though I suppose running budget properties sounds less glamorous than flipping Colorado condos. Vanessa scrolled frantically. Headlines scrolled: unprecedented staff benefits, industry-leading guest protocols, stock surging 18% pre-market. Mom whispered, "Those roadside places you supposedly managed." "Strategic cover," I said. "While you joked about my little career, I acquired and elevated properties no one else could touch." The lobby screens cycled through Pinnacle's portfolio: glass-walled Maldives atolls, Santorini cliffside villas, Banff glacier retreats, each engineered for flawless, respectful service. I lifted my phone. "Elena, revoke the Langford family's suite privileges. Immediate effect." "That's absurd," Mom sputtered. "This is peak season. Everything's booked." "Exactly," I replied. "And Pinnacle now controls every luxury bed within 50 miles. Vanessa's voice cracked. "Our Christmas, the gala, the photographers. Should have included basic courtesy toward hospitality staff," I said. "Mocking the people who make vacations magical tends to violate our guest code." Outside, satellite vans already rolled up through the snow, lights cutting the dusk. My assistant appeared. "Press is assembling, Ms. Langford. Forbes wants the exclusive on how you built a $9 billion empire in stealth." Dad tried. "Darling, we had no idea." "That was deliberate," I cut in. I stopped sharing wins with people who'd already judged me a disappointment. The next morning I watched from the chalet's private summit lounge as my family trudged back from the Pine Hollow Motor Lodge, the only vacancy left in 3 counties. Vanessa's Louis Vuitton cases looked ridiculous beside peeling paint and a blinking vacancy sign. They were escorted up after I gave the nod. The room smelled of cedar and quiet power. Floor-to-ceiling views swallowed the mountains. Vanessa spoke first, voice thin. "That motel. The staff there work 12-hour shifts for tips." I complained about the continental breakfast. I nodded. "Imagine doing that every day while people like you snap their fingers." Dad stared at the wall of framed recognitions: hospitality innovator, most ethical brand, employee champion. "Your policies," Mom said slowly. "Doubling wages, full medical, paid family leave. That's why turnover is almost zero." "Respect scales," I answered. Treat people like they matter and the business follows. Vanessa met my eyes. I want to learn. Not a corner office, start at the bottom. Housekeeping, front desk, whatever it takes. I studied her. The old entitlement had cracked. Entry level, I said. No shortcuts. Holidays included. Still interested. She swallowed. Yes. Mom's voice trembled. Can we be part of this somehow? Employee dining room serves family-style lunch, I replied. Join me there. Not the executive floor. We eat where the team eats. They nodded, smaller somehow. I gestured toward the door. First, meet Javier. He's head of grounds now. 15 years ago he lent me his savings for my second property when banks laughed. He bet on dignity over profit margins. Javier greeted them warmly. Guests paused to thank him by name. My phone lit with notifications. Davos invite, another sovereign booking, employee satisfaction hitting record highs. Go, I told my family gently. Pine Hollow has decent coffee. Think about what you learned. As they left, Vanessa paused. Thank you. For the mirror, not just the lesson. I watched them disappear down the corridor, then turned back to the snow-dusted peaks. The empire I'd built in silence now stood taller than any of their assumptions. And for the first time, they saw it clearly.